Okay, so good morning, baby kids. I just woke up not too long ago. Let me put on my other shirt so I look a little bit more appropriate. My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California, and as you can probably tell by now, this is a comedy video. Because I make comedy videos in order to lighten my spirit and yours. How's your day going? Anyways, I just woke up, and today I'm going down to Comic-Con. I'm going to be wearing a shirt. In fact, let me get the shirt out. Hold on. Hold on, babies. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take a break in order to get my shirt out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch postures intentionally, as you can probably already have noticed, in order to be able to show you what I normally act like. When I either make a full comedy video or when I make a video that's got comical moments, I intentionally put on my comical hat in order to brighten your day, put a smile on your face, and to show you that even though I am a victim of one of the most heinous crimes, excuse me, that is a ongoing crime, that I can still muster in my daily life's experiences the availability for me to be in a light mood, to do things intentionally in order to try and make you laugh. And you know, when I make my videos, concerning the crimes that are happening to me as a result of me being an organized stalking target, including, like, you see me make this, you're seeing me making this video right now on a 10. My rent was literally stolen flat out, right out of the mail. Rent that was mailed, certified mail return receipt. Now, as a result of me being gang stalked in another state. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to briefly make a statement about this. I predicted in nine separate notarized letters how they would make the homelessness based on me. See, hang on. In these kinds of criminal expeditions, what I do is I categorize and itemize their maneuvers, tactics, methods, protocols, schemes, based on what I believe they would do, based on the types of methods that they use in reference to when you are doing a specific kind of crime. You have limitations in reference to how much you can just openly flat out do and how much you can do in order to achieve the objective while making it appear that it's happening for other normal appearing reasons and or excuses. So in other words, what I do is I itemize and categorize their limitations, their motivations, okay, their what they not only the motivation of creating the homelessness, but how they plan to attempt to exploit its effects. Okay, so what I do is I basically look at what they're gonna do based on their motivations, how they're gonna bring it about based on their availability to do so, while attempting to make it appear that it's happening for normal appearing reasons. So basically what I did is I itemized and categorized their thinking. Okay, and then I made notaries, letters. What I did was I made long, detailed, I'm talking about exacting details about how they would do it, 9 of them, and they did it in reference to what I wrote in those letters that I had notarized. They did it in the exact same identical way that I stated that they would beforehand. Now, I have predicted a huge amount of stuff that they have done towards me, including 4 assaults. All right, so check this out. I'll get back to my comical posture in a moment. I had this t-shirt made, and I haven't even worn it yet. Check it out what it says. Okay, now, it says it on front and on back, sweet peas and baby case. All right, now, as you can see that it's a white shirt, okay? And what it says is organized gang stalking equals human trafficking. Learning disabled woman is gang stalked at UCSD and SDSU. Google and YouTube it, okay? It literally says it on the front, okay? On the front. And it says the same thing on the back. Yes, it does. Now, just because I'm acting comical, make no mistake about it, I suffer this horrific crime on a daily basis. I have to constantly, mentally, okay, play gymnastics with what they intentionally attempt to make me notice every day. In other words, I have to make intentional mental effort to block it out. So basically, it's definitely psychological battering, psychological harassment, psychological cruelty. It's also an assault on your logic, because they attempt to gaslight you, which is a term that you can Google, and then try to make you think that what you're experiencing isn't really happening. So they're actually also going after your psychology. This is another shirt that I worn at a lot of protests. It says, "I was sexually harassed by 2 San Diego sheriff's officers in the Hall of Justice. Will it be investigated honestly? Where's my justice?" Now, what you gotta understand, fellow American citizens and fellow San Diegoans, just because I'm learning disabled does not mean that I don't know how to take care of myself. I used to be married. I got a college degree. In fact, I got a lot of education that's actually equivalent to at least 2 college degrees. Okay. And I'm not tooting my horn or anything. I'm just trying to help you get acquainted with who I am. Basically, one of the main reasons why I put down on my shirts and on my YouTube titles and blogs and petitions, learning disabled woman being gang stalked, learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus, which you can YouTube that. And I even have a white shirt concerning that. The reason why I decided to title my blogs, videos, petitions, and so on and so forth, and my shirts, Learning Disabled Woman, is because I am learning disabled. But I want you to know that my learning disabilities are actually because I have a different learning style. It does not mean that I'm like retarded, slow. To be completely honest with you, in a lot of ways, I'm gifted. That's right, baby cakes. Excuse me. Now, one day I'm going to figure out the mathematical equation. Let me just backtrack for a second. A hawk just came down and tried to get one of my birds. Hold on. Let me see if I can catch my video. Oh yeah, check him out. He's right there up in the tree. He just flew back up. Now he's leaving. Yeah, he tried to get one of my birds. You okay, baby? Boy, that sucker was big. Yeah, so he's going after my babies. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why I propped up that bush there. Yeah, he just went after one of my birdies. Okay, baby? Anyways, now, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Like one day, there's gotta be a logical explanation. In other words, one day I am going to literally go out of my way to figure out the mathematical equation of a verb. Now, let me help you understand something, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, fellow Californians, and so on and so forth. When I get comical in my videos, I do it intentionally in order to keep myself in a light mood and in order to attempt to try to put a smile on your face. Now, I'm gonna make a statement here. Yesterday, I either made a video or I made an audio file. Hold on. About one of the methodologies of gang stalking. In fact, I think what I might have done is I made the video, and while I make my videos, I also record my statements, just like I'm even doing right now. Okay? And after the video was made, which was also recording my verbal statements on the tape recorder pertaining to the verbal statements of the video, I then, once I shut the video down, I continued to make follow-up statements in the tape recorder, and I was just making, so I don't remember right now if I made statements in the video or just in the tape recorder about how organized gang stalking individuals will invade the privacy of your home by hacking into your cell phone, okay, using it as a GPS tracker. They will also use the phone as a microphone, the speaker of the phone as a microphone, and they can also hack into the camera. Now, you can go to YouTube right now and type in cell phone hacking and stalking. Hold on. And let me wipe my eyes because I woke up with allergies. Now, if you went to YouTube and typed in cell phone hacking and stalking, within the first 2 to 3 to maybe at the very most 4 videos, you're gonna see a interview on a morning show of 2 women talking about how her daughter at first and then her entire family's cell phones were being hacked. And then they go on to talk about how, as a result of individuals hacking into their phones, those individuals who were hacking into their phones were using their phones, the phones that were hacked into, as microphones. The camera was being hacked into, and the phone was being used as a tracker. Now, then they go on to talk about how the individuals who were hacking into the phone, as a result of them being able to observe what was going on in the home of the people whose phones were hacked, excuse me, they sent electronic voice messages to their phones in order to regurgitate what was observed as a result of them hacking into that family's phones. Now, that's actually a method of gang stalking. Okay, setting up, using many different types of ways that they will invade your privacy. They can hack into the camera on your laptop. They can break in. They'll break into your home and set up miniature tape recorders, miniature video cameras, miniature microphones. They'll hack into your computer and review what you're doing online, and I'll get to why in a second. They'll hack into your cell phone and use it as a microphone. They'll use it as a camera, and they'll use it as a GPS tracker. So, one of the methods of organized stalking and gang stalking is called the direct conversation method. Now, that method is designed to, as a result of these types of privacy invasions, in order to observe what you're doing, and then what they'll do is place individuals along your route to have them engage in dialogue around you, okay, that is directly connected to things you did in the privacy of your home. Like, you could be on your cell phone and you could be talking about how, in fact, this example is online concerning the direct conversation method. You could be on your cell phone talking about how your Uncle Joe died, had a heart attack on the golf course. As a result of them hacking into your phone, they're hearing it. And I'm not just talking about when you're on the phone talking, them hearing what you're saying. I'm talking about even when the phone is off, even when the battery's out, when you're not using it. They can still use the phone as a microphone. So if I'm making an audio file, so they got along this person's route, and they had people placed along that person's route who made the phone call about their Uncle Joe dying on a golf course. They will then, as a result of hearing that, they would then place people along that guy's route to re-talk about how their Uncle Joe died on a golf course. Now, this is done to play psychological mind games with the target in reference to how could complete strangers be intentionally regurgitating what they did in the privacy of their home, and also pertaining to personal information about them and or their lives. Yesterday morning, before I left this area, I was either talking in a video file that I made and or the audio file that was recording as the video was being made about how they are placing people along my routes to do this around me with their fingers. Either towards the head or up in the air, or as they're talking, they'll go like this. Okay? Now, why are they doing that? I was brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. That's what one of my white t-shirts are about. I got 3 of them. On October 10th, 2011. 5 minutes before that assault occurred, okay, the individual who assaulted me took his left hand, looked at me, he looked at me, there was a guy sitting across from him, and I was sitting in the back in the rear of the bus. And by the way, we were both sitting on the same side of the bus that the front door is on and the back door is on. And when you go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus," I want you to observe the compromised the compromised internal structure of the bus. Why is the back door periodically on the wrong side of the bus in that video? You see me a view of me being assaulted. Why is the rail that holds the mirror on the wrong side of the bus, and why is the mirror backwards? And why is me and the individual who assaulted me sitting on the opposite side of the bus in the video in reference to where we were actually sitting at on the day of the assault? Go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus." Make sure you look at everything in the description of that YouTube video. There is 2 blogs in the description of that YouTube video, which you can just automatically click on the blogs once you go into the description of that YouTube video. Now, inside of one of the blogs is an attached PDF link titled Assault 11. Once you click on that, after you open up the blog, you will literally see that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred in an email file. The email prediction was made on September 29, 2011. And then you also see cooperating paperwork that MTS sent within that same PDF link acknowledging that the assault took place on October 10, 2011. Then go to Google and YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes How MTS Assault Video is Altered." Why would they send me an altered video of me being assaulted if MTS did not have anything to do with it? And why did the San Diego Police file a falsified police report concerning it? Now, getting back to talking about people getting around me doing this. The day of that assault, 5 minutes before the assault, in which they only sent a 2-minute long video, which you will observe when you observe the video of me being assaulted. 5 minutes before that assault, that individual who assaulted me turned his head. Okay, there was a guy sitting across from him, and then I was sitting in the back of the bus, right by the seats they were sitting at. He looked at this guy, then he turned and looked at me, then he turned back to this guy and went like this concerning me. Okay? Now, I'd say this being repeated around me while the same people who are doing it, okay, are also engaging in other organized stalking, gang stalking, physical gestures for me to intentionally see by them, okay, has been repeated around me at least 75 times since that assault. Now, I talked about it yesterday here at this campsite, either in video and or audio. I then left this area to start my day and went to the 201-202 bus stop, and a UCSD student came and sat down right next to me, intentionally stimulated conversation between me and him, and constantly did this as I was talking to him. So I brought up the fact that I go, "Wow, man, what you're doing right now?" I go, "It's really weird because I just got done making a video about people getting around me and constantly doing this everywhere I go." And he said, "Wow, you really did?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And I go, "What do you think the likelihood of that happening?" And the reason why I kept talking to him about it is because I wanted him to admit that he was doing it because the tape recorder was running. Now, getting around a target individual and repeating, it's called parroting and mirroring. Okay? That's right. Things that the target individual either talked about, okay, in the privacy of their own home, either on phones or whatever, or maybe even to other people that are in their home that they're talking to. Repeating things that the target individual did in the privacy of their own home is their way to intentionally let you know your privacy is being violated, and it's an intentional way to let you know that you're being surveilled. Okay? Now, when you research that YouTube video of cell phone stalking and cell phone hacking, you know, that I talked about earlier concerning those two women being on a morning show, you'll clearly hear her say that they're using my phone as a microphone and then sending me voice messages to regurgitate what they observe as a result of the cell phone being hacked into and used as a video camera and a microphone. That's the same exact methodologies of gang stalking to a T. I mean, to a literal T. It's not just close to it. I'm talking about it's a literal same exact method of gang stalking. Now, he was a UCSD student, because I asked him, I go, are you a UCSD student? Hold on. No, I have literally caught 3 separate UCSD students, 2 at Gilman and Myers on 2 separate dates. I literally caught them admitting that they were put in my physical presence to engage in organized gang stalking physical gestures. And I caught them admitting it on a hidden running tape recorder. Now, go to YouTube right now and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Sent to Harass," read comments. Those are 3 teenagers admitting they were put on the 928 bus, the very bus route I was assaulted on January 28, 2012. I was already on the bus, and then they boarded it down the bus route as the bus route went along, after I had boarded it. They admitted to me that they were intentionally put on that bus by a third party by the name of Jamar, an individual I do not know at all. Okay? An individual by that name put them on the bus to get on the bus and sit on the bus in front of me to engage in these physical gestures towards me. You can go to Google and YouTube and type in sensitization methods in gang stalking, organized stalking, and how they repeat words, phrases, or physical gestures. Now, in the description of that YouTube video shows another YouTube video that was made by me almost 2 months before I caught those 3 teenagers. Okay? Now, that video shows me being at a bus stop, the 928 bus stop at Stonecrest Plaza Walmart. It shows me being at the bus stop talking about how I was experiencing excuse me, these physical gestures by USD staff, okay, and along my routes. Now, repeating words, phrases, physical gestures, sounds, and other things is the organized stalking, gang stalking perpetrators' way to, it is their way to overtly let you know that you're being stalked. And basically what it is it's nothing but either a person, a persons, or a group, okay, setting up this crafted harassment around the target individual as a result of monitoring the target individual at their home, and including using their electronics as a mode of tracking. I'm sitting in this tent right now, making this video, okay? Which means that I am stationary. I'm not moving, outside of moving my arms and stuff. This phone is in my physical possession. Once I get up to leave for the day and put this phone in my pocket, it becomes a walking GPS locator. I already know for a fact this phone is hacked, and my other phones are hacked, just cheap track phones I got also. I already know this phone is hacked because they have literally erased Gmail files that I made here, sent from here, and then when I went back to go observe them, like later on in the same day they were sent, they were literally erased before my eyes. Now, the only one that's got this cell phone number is the San Diego Police. Go to Google right now and type in how California law enforcement is using technology called Stingray. Okay, the San Diego Police Department I mentioned right in it. Now, I'm exposing the San Diego Police Department all over the internet in reference to how they have played a huge role in some of the criminalities that have happened to me, at least gross negligence of duty. Now, you know, when we have corrupt law enforcement agencies, corrupt police departments, and or corrupt syndicated police officers, who can we run to? Well, we might run to the DA, but what if they're corrupt and won't help you? Who do we run to? What choices are left for us in order to expose what's happening to us, and at least in an effort to keep the criminality from escalating? Okay? What are we left to do as citizens? I pay my taxes every day, especially here in California. I go to make a $15, I noticed the other day, I forgot the amount of purchase, you could probably figure it out. I paid $1.62 in taxes just by buying a few things. Just one purchase. I pay my taxes every day. Every time I buy something, I pay my taxes. That money can be used to feed me, clothe me, assist me in creating more of a durable shelter for me to keep me safe. Instead, it's going to pay for the salaries of police officers who are involved in gang stalking, firefighters who are involved in gang stalking, and DA's office officers. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. Why is an individual from the San Diego DA's office by the name of Curtis Webb, why is he all over the internet in reference to him being directly connected to gang stalking? So, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow Californians, I am now going to put on my comical hat. That's right. This crime happened, let me just backtrack for a second before I do it though. This crime is still happening towards me every single day. Every single day I catch individuals getting around me and saying gang stalk everywhere I go. I'm going to prove it to you right now. I have to take time out of my schedule every single day to make these videos. Okay? I don't make a video every day, but I make at least 3 or 4 a week. It takes the time for me to make them, the cost and money of making them. Hold on. Okay? It also takes time for me to go to libraries to upload them, which I'm being gang stalked at as well. I'm being gang stalked at UCSD Biomedical Library like you would not believe. I'm also being gang stalked at the bike rack that's right outside of it. I want you to listen to this right here. Getting around a selected target individual of these crimes and repeating words, phrases, physical gestures is their way to intentionally let the target individual know they're being gang stalked, because they got to know where you're at in real time at all times in order to place these individuals to get along your route to repeat the words, phrases, and or physical gestures. Now, just to backtrack for a second, those 3 separate UCSD students I caught admitting to me in a hidden running tape recorder that they were put in my physical presence to engage in these physical gestures happened in the year of October of 2013, within days of each other. One was caught at a bus stop off of La Jolla Village Square Drive, and the other 2 were caught at Gilman and Myers, a bus stop on UCSD campus, and all 3 were Asian. Okay? Now, they're using a lot of Asian people to engage in organized gang stalking towards me. Most of them are from UCSD campus. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm literally going to prove to you that what I'm talking about is factually happening outside of what I've already stated in reference to YouTube titles that you can YouTube. This right here is the audio of an event that took place towards me right up the street from UCSD on Thanksgiving Day 2013. As these individuals are harassing me and threatening me, what are they saying? They're both saying gang stalk together, then one says gang stalking, and then that same one says gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. You be the judge. Are they saying it? Now, as a result, now this occurred on Thanksgiving Day 2013, right up the street on Gilman Road from UCSD on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, one of the individuals that played a role in this event was directly connected to. He was literally one of the individuals that they set up to hike out 150 feet away from me in early November 2012. Okay, and they harassed him and his friends, harassed me on a daily and nightly scale from their area. Okay, basically what they were doing was yelling gang stalk, oh my god, suck my you know what, on a daily and nightly basis every single day up until about mid-April 2014 when they moved out. They've been back up here subsequently since periodically, and when they moved out they didn't move far, they just moved 300 feet away. Okay, that's right, on the opposite side of me. Now there's other individuals now that they have set up over there, and two of them came over here and assaulted me on July 9, 2014. I just sent a tweet of a blog of a nice person who has composed of some of the videos of the brutal assaults that have taken place towards me online. There's some individuals online that have just blessed their sweethearts. They have literally went on YouTube, they went online and they have composed some vlogs pertaining to a series of the videos of things that have happened to me. I took that, I brought one of them up today. The beginning title of it is Cirebon, okay? You could probably find it by going to Google and typing in learning disabled woman gang stalked in San Diego. They composed a bunch of videos of assaults that have happened to me and other things and put them in a vlog. Well, I just tweeted that vlog to Dan Gillian, okay, the link to it, okay, because once you bring up that blog it's got a feature tweet. So I tweeted it to Dan Gillian, and because I'm trying to get the word out to high-profile lawyers concerning what's happening to me. Hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at this area right now. This is the area that I was brutally assaulted at on July 9th, 2014. I was brutally assaulted right at this spot. Right at the spot. The only reason why you see that black garbage back there is because it's used as a sunroof, okay? What I'm trying to say is that there's normally not anything outside here because I keep my hiking area very clean. I take my garbage with me every day, and on days I can't take it with me, I tie it up to a tree. But anyways, And let me just backtrack a second. On July 6, 2014, as I was preparing to leave for the day, I had already gotten outside of my tent to hide my sleeping bags and everything. And then I stopped and made a video right here. Literally right here at the entrance of my tent. Right at this spot on the ground. Okay, and you can see that this is the tent right here. If you get outside the tent, right at that spot on the ground there, I made a video stating, let's see if anything happens at this hiking area. Okay, I stated, let's see if anybody comes down here and bothers me or assaults me. I also made some other cooperating statements pertaining to what was happening to me here at this hiking area. That's right, or what could happen. That video was made on July 6, 2014. It was uploaded to one of my YouTube accounts, and then I didn't erase the video once it was uploaded. It's still on my memory card. And as a result of it being on my memory card, it shows the timestamp the video was made. Now, on July 9th, 2.5 days later, I was literally brutally assaulted at the very spot the video was made. As the assault was transpiring, and right before the assault transpired, I caught the entire thing on video. Now, I called the police, and when they came down, they wanted that video. I told them that I'm sorry I couldn't give it to them because there's other cooperating evidence on the memory card. Now, the timestamp on that video, okay, and that video has been copied, and it has been uploaded to the internet. I'm going to write down the title of it. I think it's 07/09/2014, learning disabled woman brutally assaulted again. Just YouTube that, and you'll literally see it. And so, what is the likelihood of that occurring? I predicted the MTS assault. I predicted the assault that I endured on August 17, 2011 in an email file. I literally did. So that's 2 assaults that were predicted in email files. I predicted the January 30th, 2014 assault that occurred right across the street from this area by another homeless idiot that was seen by me talking to one of these idiots that played a role in the Thanksgiving event, that individual being directly connected to the assholes they set up 150 feet away. Now let me tell you something, fellow American citizens. So I've endured 4 assaults. The assault that took place towards me on the sidewalk right across the street on January 30th, 2014, which you can YouTube that as well. That assault was predicted by me in a tape recorder 8 hours before it occurred, 90 seconds before it occurred. 90 seconds meaning that I spotted the individual visually as I was riding my bike. So I said, let's see if this guy tries to harass me or assault me. Then 30 seconds before he approached me, I predicted it as well. So all assaults have been, many of them were predicted in audio file, okay? Because even on July 9th, 2014, a tape recorder was running. All of them were predicted on audio file. 2 of them were predicted in email files, okay? And 1 of them was predicted in a video file. You know, I don't know about you, but logic and probabilities and statistical analysis dictates that this is no accident. Now, as far as them putting people along all of my routes every single day, non-stop, sometimes they'll back off from doing it a little bit. Sometimes they'll back off from getting around me and repeating gang stalk constantly everywhere I go. Some days they'll do it on a feverish scale, and then some days they'll barely do it at all. Okay, but most of the time it's at least happening on a scale of like 1 to 10, anywhere between a 5 and a 7. Some days they'll only do it like at a 3 or 4, but on other days they're doing it like on a 9 or a 10, which means they're doing it non-stop along all my routes for that day. Now, I just got done playing you a little audio of the Thanksgiving event. And by the way, the individual that you hear him saying, gang stalk, be nice, the one who is directly connected to the idiots they set up 150 feet away that harassed me from November 2012 up until April 2014. And the reason I knew it was him because he would yell it, I got accustomed to his voice, and then he would walk by me and gaslight me with physical gestures right here at this area. These individuals were intentionally set up to hike out around me for this harassment. In fact, I was literally even on a national radio show on September 17th, 2014, literally, because they were covering gang stalking on the show, okay? And I literally stated that individuals are getting along all my routes, including at this hiking area, and constantly repeating gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk. Oh my God, we're crazy. That's right. You can find this national radio show in its archives by going to Google and typing in Clyde Lewis Ground Zero Show. And once you bring up his website, you'll be able to go into the archives in reference to his shows by date. Go to his archives and type in and look for the September 17th broadcast. You'll literally hear me talk. I'm literally on the national radio show. Okay, flat out stating what I'm putting up with at this area and along my routes. Now, that was on September 17, 2013. The Thanksgiving event you just heard occurred 3 months later. September 17th, October 17th, November 17th, and then about a week and a half later, November 28th. By an individual that was directly connected to the individuals that were yelling gang stalking on a daily basis. Now, he has been back up here. He came back up through here in April, okay, supposedly to get some of his stuff. And I confronted him about what he did on Thanksgiving Day, and he denied it. But as he was denying it, the whole entire thing was caught on one of my video phones. I got on one of my track phones. I'm not going to play it right now because I just don't have the time, but I have already played it in some recent videos I just composed. As he was denying that he played a role in this Thanksgiving event, guess what he said? Be nice. Now, if you go back and review the audio that I just played you concerning this Thanksgiving event, you hear him say, be nice. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. I'm going to play you right now the audio of a video, okay, of the same methodology being utilized around me on a Yucca Valley bus in Yucca Valley, California. You can go to YouTube right now and literally listen to these audios because they've been made into videos. And they are just about 4 or 5 videos of 4 or 5 separate audio files of at least 30 to 40 audio files of the entire campaign that happened towards me in Yucca Valley. Every single bit of the harassment I endured in Yucca Valley is exactly identical to the verbal harassment that I endured and still endure in San Diego County. And Yucca Valley is 60 miles away from La Jolla, where I live. This is the audio of me being on the Landers bus route in Yucca Valley, California. When I went out there, left this area on the night of December 5th, 2012, and came back on December 13th, 2012. This is me being on the Landers bus route in Yucca Valley. You can go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking in Yucca Valley. Do you hear men say gang stalk and or gang stalker around me on this bus? And then as they're saying it, listen to how other people are saying, oh my God, before and after it. And then a woman just let us says gang stalking.
Well, look at that car right there. So cute. To the left, it just turned. No. Those little French cars. No. Jeez. Your first child? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully my only child. I'll take the whole thing. The first one. She never cried. I'm going to go hang it on in my, she's already talking. I'm going to take my American flag out, real kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on the show. I wish I did these things right. Oh, yeah. When they look at Rich, oh, yeah, that might work, huh? Now, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stop right here, because we could have... Yeah, we are.
They say in 15 years we'll be putting RFID chips on newborns.
We could have not walked all the way to Walmart from the Social Security office.
It's a radio
There's so many buses that go...
It's a radio frequency identification implant. You ain't never heard of that? Google it. Yeah. You got kids, you should.
I hope they're good. That's beautiful.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get... Now, this was caught on December 11th, 2012. Almost one full complete year before the Thanksgiving event in La Jolla. Yucca Valley is 160 miles away from UCSD in La Jolla. Now, go to Google and YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Evidence of Gang Stalking. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Jack in the Box. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Arby's. Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalking at Arby's again. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at SDSU. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Rouse. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Social Services. And what you're listening for in those videos is the same exact method being said around me in all of these different places in the same exact identical way, which proves that either one person or 2 or 3 or a group is hosting the same identical harassment everywhere I go, which means these places know who's doing this to me. This method was also caught happening around me inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters, caught on audio and uploaded the video. I think you can probably find those video files by going to YouTube and typing in Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalking at SDPD HDQ, which stands for San Diego Police Department headquarters. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking in San Diego City Council meeting. Alright, I gotta go because the battery's running low, and I apologize that I didn't include a lot of comical moments in this video. Today I'm going to Comic-Con to wear these shirts that I showed you at the very beginning of this video. We're gonna see if any event happens towards me along my routes on my way to Comic-Con today, on my way while I'm there, on my way back to to La Jolla, okay? And we're gonna see if any events happen at this area where I was assaulted at on July 9, 2014. That includes trespass notice by property owners, any scheme that is brought about towards me in order to make it appear that anybody has legitimate knowledge to know that I'm here so the police can be called. We're going to see if any problems transpire towards me between me and any homeless people, neighbors, anybody. If any event happens towards me here that produces a police report, which I have no doubt in my mind at all will be falsified, okay? Or if that I am evicted from this area, if any property is stolen from me, if I am assaulted at this area, if any event happens towards me, I don't care how it's brought about, what excuses are used, because they gotta dress it up to make it appear it's happening for any other reason except for gang stalking. Staged events in gang stalking are called street theaters. You can Google it. And when they stage events, they also stage the witnesses, using multiple different types of people. They'll use the homeless people for the staged event and then use a normal appearing neighbor in the community as the witness. Yeah, these are called street theaters and gang stalking expeditions. I gotta get, and I'm predicting it now on today's date. And I can prove today's date is, I'm gonna prove today's date by literally turning my phone back on, and hopefully it'll boot back on before the battery runs out, so I can literally prove to you that I'm making this prediction on this date. So if anything happens after this date and time, you'll be able to see that what I predict comes true again. Okay? I came home here last night, and on my way to this location, because there's a trail that you enter in order to enter this location to enter the area, somebody dropped off some bags of groceries and hid them by a bush. They also propped up 3 shopping carts at one of the gaps off the sidewalk. A gap means that it's, all right, well, let me just show you this real fast. You can see that it's 7/24/2014 at 8:58 a.m. I'm also gonna use the voice command feature to enable the phone to state the date electronically for the sake of my tape recorder.
Say a command.
That is tape recording my statements.
July 24th, Thursday, 8:58 a.m.
So they set up 3 shopping carts at an area that there's a little gap. If you were to stand at that gap, and if you were to stand there and actually look down up in here and take a more than a 10-second look, you would be able to see my tent. So why are 3 shopping carts placed right at that gap? And why is a bag of 3 bags of groceries hidden behind a bush right off the trail, which is the entrance to this location, and the location is where the area is at that I'm hiking at? So we're gonna see if any problems happen at this area, and that includes any problems with my property, any problems at all that causes the police to be called, or causes, they're trying to motivate me to move, okay, by stealing my property. And getting landlords and property owners on board in this campaign is a huge method that's all over the internet in reference to that being tactics of gang stalking. How do you think they're creating the homelessness? By getting property owners and landlords on board. I'm in San Diego, California. This is an informative video, and it's also a prediction video. I predict what they might do before they do it, so once they do it, I capture what they do on audio and video. I even predict how they're gonna act in order to make it appear that what's happening to me is anything but gang stalking. That's right. So, let me tell you something right now, fellow citizens. If you predict every single thing they do, and then they do it, 800 audio files of individuals getting around me and repeating gang stalk everywhere I go for 2 years. Do you think that's an accident? And this tape recorder does not have the ability to have a mental illness. And the reason why I say that is because the syndicated cops will make statements in their falsified police report that the target of this crime has a mental illness. That's right, and that can be Googled. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Lusty Williams, and as soon as I get dressed, I'm going down to Comic-Con to wear those shirts, the one concerning SDSU and UCSD being gang stalked, and we're going to see if anything happens. you better believe I'll be gang stalked on my way to there, and we're gonna see if this tape recorder picks up people saying gang stalk around me from a distance. I literally gotta go, which means I gotta say have a nice day, and I do appreciate you listening, and please say a prayer for my safety.